testing out a multi-stream setup, as we can see right now. So Kick failed to connect to stream. YouTube seems like we're live, but Kick seems to have failed. So what are we doing today? Today we are testing out a new AI model. It's going to be very interesting. This is the new AI agent model called Relevance AI, right? So I'm going to build this out with you right now on stream live. We're looking to set up some multi-streams and go from there. So what is this stream going to be about? As you know it, this is the AI slash GTA type of let's get that money type of stream live setup. So as we're gonna go, we're gonna show you guys what we're gonna do, right? So I'm not sure why the Kick's not going. We're still setting up some technical side of things. Ideally, if we get this multi-streaming setup, it'll be good. So what is this Relevance AI? I've been hearing some interesting things about it. And I want to get this going. So, you know, we're first to market, right? So I'm going to set it up right now real quick. So right now, Relevance AI is supposed to be a comparison towards N8N. So a lot of people are saying it's better than N8N. We'll find out. We got our hot tea. It's raining outside. Perfect time to discover some new systems and get the ball rolling, right? So let's see. Give your agent an identity. What do I want to call my agent? I'm going to call Don. Agent Don. Job description. Calls all the leads that are in the pipeline. And makes sure they show up to their calls or follows up and reminds them of the value we provide, right? So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to systemize things. Let's see. This is my first time checking this thing. I have no idea what it is. Some people I hear talk about saying it's better than N8N. Forget about N8N. It was old school. So let's find out. I've been wanting to find the next thing better than N8N because N8N got saturated really quick in the last 3 months. Now everybody's creating N8N stuff. So we're looking to find new things. So what is the trigger? How do you want to trigger this thing? Ideally, so here's what I would do. This agent, off the top of my head, what I wanted to do is look at a Notion CRM, for example. So it's probably going to be recurring scheduling. It's not going to be a trigger of a calendar, right? Because let's say we have a bunch of leads. There's two options. Option one, let's say call is coming up at 12 p.m. This agent, I want him to call them 30 minutes reminder. Just like right now, I have a VA doing that. But instead, we could probably trigger this agent to give them a call 30 minutes before the Zoom call. Remind them, hey, listen, you got a Zoom call with us. Are you showing up? Are you not showing up? So we know it's confirmed. And, the email we send out is not in their inbox, right? So that's one option. Second option, as I'm looking at right now, is probably going to be, Monday morning, this agent wakes up just like anybody else and starts going through the CRM list, see who was a no-show, calls them back if they pick up, updates it. People who are in their progress, calls them back, updates it. So that's another potential, right? We could go two ways. Now, for simplicity, I'm going to use recurring schedule. Why? Because I know if I use the Google Calendar, it's going to get a little bit more complex and time consuming. So let's say schedule an agent. Your time zone, American time zone. Enter text. Monday shift. Let's just say daily at 9 a.m. Okay, let me see. 9 a.m. Daily at 9 a.m. Instructions. Call the leads and verify and see if they are still thinking about buying from us, and or if they need more time, right? So that's simple. Let's see what that goes and go from there. So right now we have that, boom. Now give your agent a tool. Your agent will use these tools to complete the task. What's it gonna do? Let's find out. How should we get the agent to do this? Send a LinkedIn, send a call. In my opinion, it should be analyzing a Notion CRM. Now, I don't want to give it the main CRM I'm using right now because, what if we leak some data or something happens? I always do a test. So let's do analyze CSV data. We could go from there, or Google Sheet. Let's see, Google Sheet API call. Notion CRM. Let's just put Notion. Create a page in Notion. So right now it's essentially looking for a place to gather this initial data. So what I want to do with it, I want to keep it simple. And I want to just probably use a Google Sheet. Don't want to create, we don't want to do anything. We just wanted to probably view the data, which I'm not saying. Get values in range. Okay, that might be closer to what we're looking for. Search content. That's not the sheet. Pipe dream. Update a cell. Get cell. Okay, that's probably it. Sheets securing, edit spreadsheet, get insights together with secure sharing, get cell. I think that might be closer to what we're looking for, right? Describe, done. Okay, here we go. So here's what I want you to do, Don. I'm going to give you a list of databases. These are going to be leads, people who booked a call with us. They're going to be in progress. They haven't made a decision. Now, your job is this, basically. Your job is you're going to look at this Google Sheet every day on Monday, 9 a.m. And your job is to go through them one by one and contact them through phone, whether it's VAPI or another tool that I'm going to give you. And you're going to have to call them and see if they pick up. If they pick up, you're going to tell them, hey, whatever their name is. We hopped on a Zoom call last week and we talked about, moving forward with installing some systems in your business. I just want to touch up on that and circle back. How are you feeling with that? Do you still need more time, or are you good to make the decision, right? So either they tell you yes or no. Now your job is to be the salesman in this approach. Use a spin selling approach and go ahead and see what you can do with that. If you succeed, send them the email to get inside the community. If not, circle back and update it and circle back with them and move on to the next person. All right. So I think that should do it, right? If this Relevance AI seems as simple as what I'm doing right now, just talking to, let's say if I were to hire somebody right now, this is part of the training process. I'm just having fun. I could be smoking a cigar. I could be doing whatever I want to be doing. I'm training an employee. And if it makes sense for this thing and is doing what it's supposed to do and we succeed at it, maybe iterate it a couple of times and it does the job, this is much, much better than hiring anybody. Because think about it. If you have to hire somebody, what do you have to do? You have to put an ad. Hundreds of people are going to message. Most of them not even going to read it. 90% not even going to be qualified. And you're just kind of wasting your time going through all that. And then when you do find someone, you have to hire, train, make sure they show up, all that, make sure they have a good personality, everything like that, build trust. So if this thing does what we want it to do, even though if it's small, then we could multiply them. We got ourselves a fully running company. We got ourselves a fully running operation. And one by one, we eliminate one thing after another. Okay, so let's go run that down. and see what it just gave us. What was the whole point of that? Don't provide an update. Okay, this is so. It sounds like you have a clear path for following up with leads who have shown interest but haven't made a decision yet. Here's a summary of the steps you'll need to take. Daily check. Every Monday, 9 a.m., check Google Sheet for leads who are in progress. Contact leads. Use a calling tool like Vapi to contact each lead one by one. Script for calls. When you reach a lead, use the following scripts. Greet by name. Reference the previous Zoom call. Ask how they're feeling about moving forward with the installation of the system in their business. Inquire if they need more time or if they are ready to make a decision. Sales approach. Utilize the spin selling technique. For example, situation, understand their situation, problem, identify any problems they might be facing, whatever the situation is. Implication, discuss future implication, how we're going to solve these problems, highlights the benefit of your solution. Okay. Follow-up actions. If they agree to move forward, send them an email to get inside the community. If they are not ready, update status in the Google Sheet and plan to circle back later. Documentation. Keep track of your interactions and any updates in the Google Sheet for future reference. Would you like assistance setting up reminders, creating script, or anything else related to this process? So what just really happened here? Essentially, I'm talking to the agent, provided an update, as it just told me. Sounds good. No, whatever you just told me sounds great. Let's make it happen. Let's see how that goes. I like it. I'm going to hire you. Come on, Don. You hired. All right, let's see. Great. To get started, please provide me with the link to the Google Sheet or the specific details about the spreadsheet, like the spreadsheet ID and worksheet ID. This is what I see being much, much more valuable. Now, here is the difference between this and N8N or any other tool. When it comes to N8N or any other tool, the issue here is what? There is a gap between the person that can move forward within those environments. Why? Because you still need some developer background. You still need to understand APIs and things of that nature. But what I see from Relevance AI is that anybody, any guy, some guy, he's busy on the phone, maybe he's driving, doesn't even matter who you are, whatever skill set, as long as you might even have a mic, as long as you're chilling. I'm looking at a beautiful view right now, and I'm just creating a workflow with a potential AI agent, an employee, to do a heavy set of tasks that requires a professional SDR or my own time to get done. And if we come on the other side and we accomplish this, we're in business. We're in business, and that's phenomenal. All right, so let's run that down and see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to give the ID, the spreadsheet ID, and the worksheet ID, and potentially some random things that it requires, and go from there. Now, I don't have that on hand, so most likely we're going to pop into our account here and build one up just for fun. Okay, let's build one up just for fun. Name, status. Now I guess you could say name, phone number, status. Right, so we could slap this up real quick. Name, let's go Sep Don Amigo or something like that, right? Give it a number, right? Give it our test number here. We're gonna give it all of them. Status in progress. Okay, let's boom, that's good. So worksheet ID, let's go test agent 1, for example. So what does it need? It needs a worksheet ID. Now, where do we find that exactly? I think we're gonna have to find that potentially somewhere where it might not be available. This might be in the share section, might not be. You might need some developer tools to get access to that. Or, from what I understand, never mind. This could be our worksheet ID right here. That's our number right here. Cool. So, if I'm not correct, like the spreadsheet ID and the worksheet ID. Okay, so I can do two things. I can put the whole link here, or I could put what I just put here, right then and there, right? And I believe it means a spreadsheet ID, the sheet at the bottom that says sheet 1. Let's just run it up and see how that goes, okay? Leave a comment. Thank you for running a spreadsheet ID. Now, could you please put one of the worksheet ID or the name of the worksheet where the leads are located? This will help me access the correct data in the Google Sheet. It's in sheet 1, I believe. Now, how is this going to have permission to access that? Unless we go public, agent needs information below to run this tool. Wow. It needs exactly the steps that we usually require to add. So, for example, an N8N or any other platform Relevance uses PipeDream to connect to your account. Okay, fantastic. So it just step by step brings it out to you. Use another account. Use our main account. From what I'm seeing right now, this is the dream. They shouldn't have called it relevance. They should have called it the dream. I like the name of PipeDream because this is a dream scenario for any. Make sure you check the box next to these scopes. Okay, account connection failed. Let's try again. So the reality is a scenario like this simplifies for everybody. This equalizes the playing field, okay? This equalizes the playing field whether you're a boomer, whether you're a zoomer, whether whoever you are, as long as you're in the game and you know you're not missing out on anything anymore. Now you get to deploy agents, employees, workers, and systemize every aspect of your business just by moving forward. And the beauty about it is you don't have to prompt, right? My style of prompting is just talking. I just talk on the mic. So if anyone's out there, thinking, oh, how to use AI, it's going to be hard. I don't have prompting skills. You don't need that. You just get yourself a mic and you just talk. Okay, so we got an error, unfortunately. It seems there was an issue accessing the Google Sheet. To proceed, I need to confirm a couple of things. Access permission, ensure the Google Sheet is shared with necessary permissions that I can access it. If it's private, you may need to adjust the sharing settings, right? So that's what I was thinking. It is on private, so I'm gonna go on share, make it anybody with the public, anyone with the link, just for the sake of that, right? Okay, I made the link public. Try now. That might solve the issue. It might not. It might just be that connection that we made. Google Sheet account. Oh, fantastic. Whew. Look at what it's doing, man. Mamacita. I love it. Oh, yeah, I guess it didn't go. Seems unable to access. Worksheet name. Double check the worksheet is indeed sheet 1. Sometimes there might be extra spaces or different capitalizations. Okay, sheet 1. Pretty sure it's sheet 1. So either, unless it's asking for the name of the file of the spreadsheet is, and the sheet at the bottom is sheet 1, right? So that's pretty much what I see. Okay. So hopefully that goes through. If it doesn't go through, not the best. Let's see what this bad boy is telling us. Issue with connection. So that's not fun. When things like this happen, it just slows down the flow of the work. I'm not a big fan of those things. So I'm just going to copy the full link to it. It's public. Can right, so I just sent the whole thing, even the link, because it is public. You should be able to find that out and see how it go from here. Thank you for providing the full link sheet. I'm currently unable to access external links. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. So, what's our next option, chat? Our next option, we could pop into ChatGPT. Okay. Give it the data that we have. I have this Google Sheet. I need the ID and I need the sheet ID to put it into another system. Can you provide that for me? Doing it as simple as possible, right? The whole goal is not to overthink. Sheet GID. So let's just run it up. The reason why we're doing it like this is if someone else wanted to replicate this process, we don't want any thinking to do with it. So I'm going to copy the whole thing, spreadsheet ID and that, and let's see. Hopefully it figures it out. If it figures it out, fantastic. If it doesn't, we might have to circle back around this and find the solution. I've successfully accessed the Google Sheet. You like that? That's how you do it. This is how you problem. We don't have time to waste. We don't have time to go search Google. We got to get things done. Okay, so what's the next step? To proceed effectively, could you please provide the following details about the data structure in the sheet? Column headers. What are the column headers in the sheet? Phone number, status, last connected, a brief description. So what we have the name, which includes the name of the person, which you'll be using to call them by the name. So that's the first one. The second column, which is column B, is the phone number. That's the number you're going to be using to call or calling using VAPI, right? The third thing, column C, is the status, which, for example, right now it's in progress, right? If, for example, they tell you I'm not interested, you could change that to not interested. If they tell you that I'm still thinking about it, I need about another week, you change it to call them back in 7 days or another week, right? If they tell you, yeah, let's do it today, send me the link, then you send them the proposal and go from there. All right. So that should be it. That should be it. And guys, we're getting somewhere, right? We're getting somewhere. This is creating something out of nothing. In my opinion, this is the way AI should be. All these AI tools, N8N, a lot of people don't have access to those things. They just run up some templates. 95% of people are disqualified when they look at a N8N workflow or make.com. But something like this, as long as you know how to speak English or any other language, it doesn't really matter, you could get things done. Okay, thank you for the detailed information about the data structure in the Google Sheet. Here's a summary of how to manage the leads based on the column you described. Google Sheet structure: column A, the name the person and address in the call. Column B, phone number, using the number to call using VAPI, number to call using VAPI, exactly. Column C, status in progress, call back in 7 days, follow-up process, daily check every Monday night and review the leads in Google Sheet. Call easily using the phone number. Column B, using the following script: bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. Fantastic. Next step, reminder. Set a reminder for yourself to check the sheet and make sure every Monday I document, keep track of you. If you need help drafting a follow-up email template or specific task, just let me know. So where are we at right now? Right? So right now we connected our data. The next thing is obviously to connect VAPI, right? So now I think we're getting into the real stuff, the real meat of this whole thing. This might take longer than what we think it's going to take. So I'm going to have to reply to this text and think about it for a second. Rocks very different prices. You got to make sure what kind of rock they want, right? So I got a text. I don't know if you guys are aware of what I'm doing right now, but basically I'm running up a test. You could say a test for someone who is retiring from their business. It's a service-based business. They do landscaping, like real stuff, putting paving, like all the equipment. So what I want to do, which I think would provide a lot of value to a lot of people, is instead of you selling AI to small businesses or going around selling AI automations, you can find people like that who are 60s, 65. They want to retire their business, and maybe their family doesn't want to take, they don't want to, it's too much work for them. And then you come in, you do a seller financing, or you just do some type of test run. Hey, I'll take care of the business 80-20, and you just collect the cash type of scenario, right? So, and then you come work on the business, incorporate these systems, right? So for example, what is this person not interested in doing? They don't want to wake up and handle phone calls and do quotes. So we can systemize that, right? I'm working on that. Things of that nature. And then that's a much more value position for you to be in the market, selling AI by acquiring businesses, making it more efficient, right? Essentially doing the outsider's mentality. If you don't know the outsider's mentality, it's a book about two individuals. What they did was they would go around look for businesses that had cash, or they were not doing good enough in the cash department. They would acquire these businesses and they would come and make it more efficient, increase the value of that business, and down the line potentially sell it, right? So they had two departments. One was a cash flow department, the other one was an acquisition department. And these guys were unknown. They call them the outsiders because they were from this really small town, but they managed to create so much wealth in the billions that they were pretty much competing with Berkshire Hathaway, all those big guys in the investing space. So this is the same mentality. If you are in the space, you're trying to figure out, how can I use AI? And you're thinking, I'm going to sell a template to somebody and make their business. You're playing the small game. If you want to play the long game and play a very more interesting game, it's better to look for these opportunities and capitalize on them. So that's what we'll be doing here. And as I'm doing it right now, I'm real life scenario. So I might have to reply to this as we're doing this right now. So it is raining, so we can't even do I can't even do a quote to bring the guy out. So interesting scenario. So the 400 square feet on the right, with the other 650, square feet. All right, so what are we looking at? 8,400, 2.2. Yes, 15K job. If it gets done in a couple of days, muzzle top, and then we systemize the process. So let's get back to our agent here that we're building, right? Where are we? We're stuck in the next step. Reminder ceremony for yourself. Next step. So it's telling us the next step. Reminder. Set a reminder for yourself to check the sheet and make calls at Monday 9 a.m. Keep track of your interactions and update Google Sheet after each call. So the question is, can we leave this and come back to it later? Or is this something that we're going to have to come and check? So basically, from my understanding, is that we need to set ourselves a reminder, which is not too important. We'll make sure to check that in ourselves manually, okay? That the next step, I believe, is to use VAPI to call those numbers. Do we need to have a upgraded VAPI account to do that? If so, let us know and we'll have to configure that before we get to the next steps. So most likely we do need to have a verified VAPI account, like a paying account, based on my experience, but I'm not too positive. So if we're gonna run that, we're gonna have to go create an account, connect the credit, all that stuff. Yeah, we do need some credit. Check the VAPI account, log in the VAPI and verify the current plan and features. Upgrade if necessary. Test the calling if you have split coin VAPI. So I have the VAPI account. Can we go ahead and connect it? Let's see if it's that simple. If it's that simple by logging in, then we're in some good waters. But if it's requiring us to go fetch the API and come put it in, then we're looking like we're similar to some dev work. To connect your random calls, putting the follow, log into VAPI, activate log into your account if you're looking to VAPI. So what do you need from me? Do you need me to go fetch you the API from VAPI, or can you just pop out and I log into VAPI here? So that's the question. If it's telling us to go fetch the API for VAPI, I don't have the capability to directly access external VAPI. However, I can guide you through the process of connecting your VAPI. So that's not the best scenario. I guess was the type. Okay, well we'll reply to this later. I want to get this done. Let's see if we can take a quick pause on the stream. Go get some coffee, whatever, tea, and then come back and finish this.